Hello there, this is episode number 21 of Spontaneous Conversations. Welcome, and this is Ravi Gundlapalli, founder CEO of Mentor Cloud.
And hello there, this is Rajesh Sethi. I'm a co-conspirator with Ravi Gundlapalli. I'm an entrepreneur, author and speaker.
Excellent, Rajesh. So in this episode, we just thought of this topic about you just met somebody very exciting, and what can people do as a follow-up to really create a strong impression in the other person?
Yes, so this will be about follow-up, and it is conversation number 21. It's a great number. So I will first talk about what you should not do, Ravi. First thing, because you meet someone, they first send you a LinkedIn connection, and immediately they launch on a sales campaign. Hey, we will be a good partner for you. Can we get a 30-minute slot so that we can tell you how excited we are, and it will be an amazing opportunity for you. That's something you should not do. It's like meeting a girl for a date and say, can you marry me? Kind of thing. So that is too fast. What you should also not do is give an impression that you are there for consuming and not contributing.
You're simply asking something already.
Yes. Right? So my theory is the first few things is the person has to trust you to do any transaction ever. Even if he does not want to do transaction directly, even if there is an opportunity for an indirect transaction, you always tell people that your friends may not be an opportunity for you because the software is not relevant, but they may be an opportunity for your friend's software company or an offer. You keep teaching that. And that's an indirect opportunity for me. Even for that to happen, if the person does not trust you, that's going to fail.
Excellent. So you said you really highlighted some things that people should not do is immediately ask for things and immediately start offering some sort of partnership ideas. So I would like to add to that, Rajesh, is in any conversation, I would really urge people to be good listeners. Because if I'm meeting a serial entrepreneur who's been very successful, I really admire the person, you really have to listen to pick what are the things that they care about. Let's say they say that they really care about a particular non-profit. Rather than you asking for something, you may want to, first of all, provide value. You want to say, hey, during the conversation, I really enjoyed it, and you mentioned something about how much you do in the area of poverty eradication or education. Here's a good article I found on education that you might like. So really show that you listened, and then you are providing value on an issue that the person cares about. Imagine the level of friendship that really builds, Rajesh.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Ravi. Basically, if you don't demonstrate that you care for what they care about, why do you expect them to care about what you care about?
Exactly. It's very ironical, but yes. So you have to care about what they care about and provide value. At least I would say for the first few weeks, don't ask, because asking puts you in a position of weakness.
Yeah.
Giving puts you in a position of strength.
I totally agree. So that's why in my talks, Ravi, I always say if you want the ultimate competitive advantage, right? If the ultimate competitive advantage is to develop a capability to give incredible value to people at a very low incremental cost to you.
So with a very low effort, give something that they just completely get blown away.
Yes.
Right? Something that like, oh wow, I just met this guy, I don't even know him, and he's sending me something very exciting.
Yes.
That's the impression you want to create.
Correct.
So what you're saying is a follow-up need not be, oh, by the way, very nice to meet you. Oh, can I get this? Or can I get that? Or can you connect me to somebody? The first step, almost, it can take 2 weeks, it can take 2 months, is to build a trust that you are worthy of the other person to care about you.
Yes.
And to be worthy, you have to give.
Yeah.
Correct?
I agree. The second step, if I can make up, because we are making up things as we go along, the second step is to show that you are a positive possibility in the future they are creating for themselves.
Interesting. So you're going to be a value in the future, which means you have to be a listener to what they care about and what they're working on.
Correct. That goes without saying. And the third step is actually to prove it with not with just with an intention, but actually with some action, which is what you keep telling. You have to serve them, and it has to be demonstrable proof that you are a positive possibility. In the future, they are creating for themselves. However big they are, they have a future they are creating for themselves. Otherwise, they will lose interest in life.
Very good. I think for that step, it's also important when you meet people is to really make yourself known as to what areas are areas where you are really good at, because not everybody is good in every area. So you meet this other person, he may be good in maybe let's say 5 areas. There may be areas the other person cares about which is a strength of yours. So you can by being a good listener, you can actually say that, look, if you are looking for anyone in this space, I can help you. So always offer help in areas of your strength so that you become a future possibility.
Yeah. In fact, we also have to make it a no-brainer for them. They should not be. You should not put some work on them to figure out how you can help them. You should almost do that work yourself. That's why I always think that people have to develop foundational skills. Like, for example, you deeply study creativity or philosophy or out-of-the-box marketing or something unique that you can add value to almost anything you want. Like if they have trouble with marketing, can you infuse some creativity to bolster their marketing? If they have trouble with go-to-market, if they have trouble with breaking through to an account, can you do some creative stuff? When you get that foundational skills that almost always can upgrade whatever they are doing to a whole new level, you have an amazing advantage.
That's very true. So that means first you have to have a lot to offer to the world. Right? Instead of just being a consumer, you have to be a giver.
Correct.
And you talk about this beautiful thing about foundational skills, because you may assume that everybody has them, but maybe what you have is basically gold for somebody else.
Yeah, something like storytelling, for example.
Yeah.
You ask them, what do you do? And then they say something very technical or something. You said, if you're very good with analogies, you are like that for this. And suddenly you give them some immediate value that right in that conversation they say, oh my God, this person told what I am doing better than what I was telling to the world.
So what I'm hearing both of us kind of come up here is a real good follow-up is actually adding value.
Yes.
Not asking value.
Correct.
You're adding value, and in the process you're building trust.
Beautifully said.
Right? And why did you think of this topic is because this is where most relationships end up in one meeting or two meetings, and then they go away. But if you really want to build a lasting relationship with somebody, this first step is so important. A quick phone call to say thank you for the time that you spent. So I want to bring in this element of gratitude as part of the follow-up. I mean, you are the author of the book Gratitude, Rajesh. So tell me, how does gratitude play in this follow-up situation?
Yeah, many times, Ravi, people take other people for granted without even realizing that they're taking them for granted. So you met this person, especially if the person is really powerful, you yourself would have got immediate value from that conversation, right? Because of the nature of the person, accomplishments, branding, and the insights they bring to the table. Just showing them that you didn't take it for granted, and almost, for example, recording what they said and repeating back and saying, this is how I am using what you helped me with in this conversation. I'm thankful for the insights and advice and everything. Second way you can express gratitude is that suppose you have a blog and then you share that learning with credits to that person. So it's easy for you, valuable for them. You boosted their personal branding. However number of visitors are there for it doesn't matter, but you took the effort to give back something as a form of gratitude.
Plus, you also showed that you actually listened and you caught those key insights that the other person has shared, and you're not letting it vanish into thin air. You're documenting it, and you're replaying back to the other person saying, "This is what I learned from you." The other person may not have even realized that these insights actually came out of his or her mouth.
Totally agreed. I have done this time and again, Ravi, that when I go to a conference, if I see an amazing speaker, so many times I sit in the front of the line, and then we have Instagram or something. So you take a key insight, take their photo, and then there is a software called Word Swag. And then I superimpose that insight on their photo, and then right then and there tag them and post it on Facebook and Twitter, because their Twitter handle and Facebook page, everything will be displayed anyway. And what I am doing is, first of all, I am capturing it for myself. Very grateful. And I have a big enough network on both the platforms, and I make it so colorful that it took me 3 minutes, but now I amplified their knowledge sharing to my network.
Fantastic, Rajesh. So I think the summary of it is, a follow-up is definitely has to have a sense of gratitude. You have to show that you value the other person's time and effort. And second, you are adding value because you listen to something the other person cares about, and then you are either sending them a video or an article, but there's absolutely no ask, which is very counterintuitive to what 99.9% people do.
I totally agree, because it's the road less traveled, Ravi, and they have they get a premium. Others will get a penalty. That's what will happen.
Yeah, and so we really hope our listeners really build this skill, because if you go to conferences, you are traveling on an airplane, you are meeting people all the time. In fact, I used to tell one of my mentees that when he's on a plane, always basically dress well, shave nicely, because you don't know, basically shave, so that just because you're traveling, don't assume that nobody cares, because somebody sitting next to you could be a customer, could become a friend for you for life. So I would always tell him, shave, wear good dress, and really have a conversation, and make it so valuable that the person says, "Oh, be in touch with me." And in this follow-up situation that we just talked about, imagine when you meet those people in your everyday lives, how many relationships you can build. And you don't need 100. 10 good relationships can change your life.
Beautifully said, Ravi. With that, should we conclude this episode?
Yes, absolutely. So, and I think following up is the most important step to build a relationship, whether it is for romance or for business or for friendship. That first step is going to plant the seed that can grow into a beautiful relationship in the long term.
I totally agree. Without good follow-up skills, you will not reach the last mile. So you have to learn it. You have to pay the price to learn it, or you will pay the price for not learning it.
Yeah, you have to learn it to earn it.
Yes, beautiful.
So with that, thank you for listening. Episode number 21. This is Ravi Gundlapalli. You can learn more about me at mentorcloud.com.
And this is Rajesh Sethi, Ravi's partner, and you can read more about me at rajeshsethi.com.